Hi, family. I am back with another reading. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for the return. We're going to go ahead and get into the reading to see what messages the ancestor has for us today for the collective. First, I want to give thanks to the Most High for being all seeing, all knowing, being all good, being all present, being all wise, being the only wise God, and giving thanks to mine ancestors for their sacred knowledge, wisdom, and strength, and giving thanks to my spirit team for their guidance and support. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what messages is going to come out today. Okay, see what messages the ancestor has for us. Oh wow! So we have toxic burnout and exhaustion, fear of authority, betrayal. Let's see. Let's see what message is going to come out. Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. This is a lot. Let's see what is going on. The messages ancestors come through. What messages do you want us to be aware of? Okay. Okay, so we have maintenance man at the bottom of the deck. Maintenance man. Okay, so that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what other messages came out. It says your prayers have been heard. Stay patient. The answer is coming. Okay. So it could have been a maintenance man that have been praying for something. It says I take people out for life insurance money. Oh my God. Woo! Uh-oh. Okay, so there's some type of betrayal. It says past experience or treachery affecting current relationships. I release past betrays and welcome trusting, honest relationships. So maybe in the past they've been part of some type of betrayal. And they used to do wrong things for insurance money. Fear of authority, negative encounter with authority figures in past life causing present apprehension. I stand in my truth and engage with authority from a place of confidence. So this person is facing the authorities right now for some type of betrayal related to some type of insurance scheme, scam. It says the universe is on your side. Trust in divine orchestration. Okay, so the universe is on your side. They heard your prayers. Okay. Um, I hate myself, so I treat others bad. Mm. I offer my gratitude, my prayers, and my love. May my life be a reflection of your strength and honor. So this is the ancestor message. It says the watcher. This is the watcher ancestor showing up here. It says, we see what you cannot. Trust the nudges and dreams. I trust divine guidance and watch full protection. Okay, so this is the ancestor. Okay, watcher. So they've seen everything. Trust the nudges in your dreams. Trust in the divine guidance and watchful protection. Okay, so this person could have been praying. May my life be a reflection of your strength and honor. So they could have been somehow connected to their ancestors or praying and their ancestors are coming through. We have a healer, the toxic impact, burnout, and exhaustion. So they could have been trying to heal a situation. that got them caught up in some sort of betrayal. They could have been trying to fix something. Or they have something to do with a healer. So a toxic impact meaning that because they was trying to fix the situation and they could have been burnt out and tired trying to do something. Okay, they could have been not in their right mind. And it impacted something in a negative way. Betrayal and fear of authority is two shadows that needs to be cleared up. Once those energies are cleared up, then the ancestors are able to come in and step in to be able to guide you. So with these two shadows being betrayal and fear of authority, you have to stand in your truth and engage with authority from a place of confidence. Okay, so you have to stand in your truth and be confident facing the authorities. And you may be releasing past betrayals, but in your past life experience, treachery is affecting your current relationship. So this is something that needs to be healed from your bloodline. This is something that you probably was raised doing, felt it was right, just was taught how to do betrayal, how to be, trusting trusting someone, and they could have betrayed you, and now I have you in front of authorities. So this has something to do with your past life. Yeah, you had this something happen over and over again, something in past life that happened over and over again, and it's affecting the relationship today. So this could be healed. You could clear this up today, but you just got to remember, just write it down. I release past betrays and welcome trust and honest relationships. So your ancestors is here. They heard your prayer. They say it's possible. You have these two shadows that definitely need to be cleared up. Something you need to be aware of, okay, in order to overcome any of these obstacles. Okay. The universe is on your side. Yeah, you could have been praying to your ancestors because they definitely came out. Okay, so we're going to find out what's going on. Get some overall energy. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and use this deck right here. You could be having inner vision. You could be seeing something playing out, burning evidence. There could be some evidence that you could be focused on. We have burning evidence in reverse. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, you want to turn the page and be more wise and see things from a higher perspective. You may hold some hidden keys, and there's some people that's envious. You releasing your burdens. Okay, you could be wanting to set the record straight. You're tired of the drama. Yeah, there's somebody that's angry, real angry. Yeah, you could be going to new heights. Okay, you could be facing new heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. Okay, that's what I want. That's what came out. Okay, so but we're gonna do a different reading though. We're gonna use this to you could be you got tantric sex in the reverse. So that's good. That's something that you're giving. You're giving up. You're thinking about leaving this tantric sex alone. Yeah, that's good. You have it in the reverse, which is good. Okay, so anytime you take control over your situation and take control of the things that was once controlling you, then that's definitely your ancestors are present. So let's go ahead and we're gonna crown it with let's go ahead and use this deck. I'm being called to use this crime deck right here. Okay. So we're going to use this to crown the reading. And then we'll go ahead and clarify. We got 1010. Okay, so it could be something reset. Okay, so, damn. Okay, well, we got grandparent at the bottom of the deck. So this has to do with an elder parent, okay, an elder friend, an elder parent, okay. It could have been a couple, but this says parents. So it could have been one of these two people. Okay, it could have been a spouse or partner related to um, grandparents. Okay, so we have a spouse or partner. We have a wedding marriage. Okay, so you could have been married, or you could have a spouse or partner you were married to. Okay, let me see. So there is a spouse or a partner here. Spouse slash partner. And then you have marriage, wedding. And then you had homicide. So there's a spouse or a partner. Your spouse or your partner, or you could have been a spouse or a partner to this person. Okay. This overall energy is grandparent. So somehow you could have been tied. Some one of you could have been tied to your spouse or partner. There's two people here on this card. Okay, so this could be your grandparent. The overall energy. And then you have marriage, wedding. So there was a wedding. So your spouse or partner got married. It was part of a wedding. And there was a homicide. Okay. Okay, so let's find out. There was some sort of collaboration. Okay. Somebody was, because somehow there was a collaboration. We got a grandparent, we have a spouse, we have a partner, we have a maintenance man at the bottom of the deck. Somebody hate themselves, you treat other people bad. So I don't know if you was, is this a spouse or a partner and a marriage and a wedding? So it seemed like somebody was cheating around with somebody who was married? Or you was could have been. Okay. So there was, nonetheless, there was a homicide. Okay. Now, so there could have been a spouse or a partner that was part of a wedding. Okay, and somebody ended up creating some sort of there was a homicide. Hold on. Okay, so all we can do is clarify. It could have something to do with some dirty money. Okay, so with this grandparent and this wedding here, this could have been something that you could have had a spouse or partner that participated in some sort of wedding. Okay, then somebody ends up, there was a homicide. Okay, this is what I'm getting. So all I can do is go to the recent past. Ooh, somebody could be in jail behind it, behind some mean money. Okay, so somebody took this, they did something mean for some money. Okay, there was, whoo, okay, hold on. Let me see. I offer my gratitude for my prayers, my love. May your life be a reflection of your strength and honor. Okay, so you're being strong. Okay, you're being strong for someone. You're being strong through this situation, through this betrayal, and authorities is here. You may be afraid to talk to them. Okay, something went wrong for some insurance money, and you've been praying. Okay, universe walks with you in this situation. Okay, so you're a healer. Okay, you could have tried to heal the situation. You probably not getting no sleep. You kind of burn out and exhaustion. You could be. It could have been you trying to help a situation heal, and it could have um, gotten worse than the situation. Instead of you helping, it probably worked out something different. Okay, so let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so tell me about. Okay, let's see the recent past of this. Okay, there's a judgment. Okay, so you the recent past of this spouse and partner, somebody's under judgment. There was a judgment call about the situation. Now this spouse and partner is here. Okay. Now let's find out what happened as we go through. So you could be having memories of the past of this. Okay, so let's tell us what happened. There was a tower. Something happened. Somebody kinky. You indulged in a situation. Okay. Four of Swords. It could have been with the Libra. Yeah, kinky ways. You put somebody on red. Okay, they thrashed you. Something came to an end of the make believe. Okay, to win something. So somebody told you something that it wasn't real. Okay, that's what I'm getting. You collaborating something with the Three of Pentacles. There was your tower. You work behind somebody's, but your partner's back. Hold on. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this judgment. What's this judgment about? Damn. Yesterday? Something happened yesterday? Okay, somebody was throwing shade. Tell me about this judgment. Okay, somebody was buttering up somebody. Buttering up meaning that they were buttering up someone, meaning that they were using charm, persuasion to personal gain and finesse. So somebody was buttering up. Yesterday somebody was being buttered up. Okay, this imposter. Okay. This imposter was buttering you up yesterday. Okay. There was some throwing shade. Somebody got caught. Okay, trap. Somebody got caught in a trap yesterday. Okay. Ooh, and there's judgment. Yeah, judgment is here. Okay. Buttering up an imposter is under judgment. Tell me about this. Tell me about yesterday. They saying right. Somebody agreed with something to do with some money with this eternal love. Okay, so this is an elder couple. They come back out again. Okay, so that imposter could have been somebody elder. Okay. Okay, so something was right. This this elder couple could have had an opportunity to take some type of win some type of money. Okay, and You said right. So there was some sort of agreement that happened yesterday. They told you about some type of luck. You agreed. Let's clarify. Right. Tell me about right. Okay, this is a person who's knocked up. Okay, you agreed up something with this person. Okay, with the Ten of Cups, you bought your wishes fulfillment coming through with this person. They was giving you some ideas. You made a promise. Okay, they told you about your wishes coming true. Okay, so this was the person. They could have been pregnant, knocked up. Okay, I don't know if you told them that they were knocked up. Okay, something about your wishes coming true. Okay, there was some sort of investment that you made a promise to have your wishes fulfilled. The Ten of Cups. You could have been with a Pisces. Okay, the Ten of Cups is Pisces. And this knocked up person. So there was an agreement, okay, in the process of this investment. This is what happened yesterday. Now, what type of agreement did you have around this money? Okay, trapped. Okay, so somebody got caught up in something yesterday. They said nope. Okay, somebody said nope. And then somebody ended up getting trapped. So somebody was participating in something blindly. Okay, and then there was a nope, and then there was a trap. Okay, so it's like you agreed for something, right? With this pregnant person about your wishes coming true, so you made a promise. This luck, okay, so it was, a plan about trapping somebody that somebody said nope about, but somebody was blind in the situation, probably watching, and you ended up getting caught. Okay, so let's see. You have this eternal love couple right here, high vibrant energy. Okay, so they could have been somebody ready to throw hands in this high vibrant energy. Somebody was people pleasing. Okay, so we got a people pleaser, somebody ready to throw hands in the high vibrant energy. This eternal love, something was wrong, something went wrong. Okay, so this eternal love, they got this high vibrant energy, good vibes. Somebody was ready to fight. I'm getting a Capricorn energy. This high vibrant person, this people pleaser. Okay, so this people pleaser was pleasing somebody who was ready to fight. It's like this people pleaser and this high vibrant person is like in the middle. There's somebody want to fight. Okay, so somebody's mad. They're angry about something. Let's just clarify. Okay, because this is something that happened yesterday. In the buttering up, imposter. Okay, and then there was a judgment. Okay, so I'm thinking this knocked up person could have been an imposter, or they could have been part of a setup that was with this promise, with this person was blind. It could have been this imposter in this blind position that somebody said nope to, and they end up getting caught for some money. So it's like you was participating with somebody that had set you up for some money, and it was something to do with your partner. Somebody got caught up in this situation, and there's an eternal couple that somebody was ready to people please. The people pleaser, over giving, nice guy, girl syndrome, doing anything and everything. So this people pleaser trying to do anything and everything, and then this person right here stepped in wanting to fight. All we can do is clarify. Okay, something went wrong though at the bottom of the deck. So we can do this. We can just go and we can just start with this people pleasing person. Okay, so what is this older people intention? They had an intention. They had an intention for an investment. Okay, so they was in it for an investment. The surprise that they end up facing is that there was a part of working behind the third wheel. They was working with somebody. Surprise, they was working behind somebody. Surprise, somebody seen somebody there that wasn't supposed to be there. with this blind and this nope and being caught in a trap. So this is a so I'm getting this Capricorn energy here is ready to fight. Okay, somebody was working behind the back with somebody. So there was some type of deal with this high vibing energy. This older couple could have had some type of energy where they could have been a part of some sort of energy for some money. Okay, you agreed to make a promise with somebody. There was a wedding that you participated in. Your spouse or partner somehow could have been a part of this situation. They was in a marriage situation and somebody passed away. Homicide. Okay, somebody could have been reading something up about justice, or justice could have been reading up about a situation. You could have been learning something about this justice energy. Okay, so tell me, this money, what was the intention of this money? Okay, so it was keeping it 100. So this was like somebody was telling you something about keeping it 100. 100, everything was like everything going down. They let you know everything not supposed to be going, not supposed to be keeping you 100, but there wasn't really keeping the 100 because we have this blind energy next to this note. So this is somebody not being seen in a situation. So what was the surprise about this money? Yeah, that somebody had a heart fall. Okay, so there was some sort of mixed emotion, unclear, wishy-washy feelings that something kind of like something happened where I think you kind of blanked out for a minute. They was keeping it 100, but all of a sudden you get wishy-washy. So something happened when you said no. When somebody said nope, something happened. I think this is where the situation is with this blind person coming in. We'll find out what that is, but there was some sort of an agreement. The intention for the agreement was for someone to be able to see perspective. This is the Pisces energy. This is part of this couple. They wanted to watch in and see something. Okay, so that was the intention of this right. Perspective, hangman. There was a perspective that you could have been looking through. An eye of a perspective. Okay. But what was the surprise about this right? That it was for the 10 of coins. The surprise, it was like, oh, it was for some money. The wishes for truth. Because you got 10 of cups. That's like happy family, happy life. You got somebody pregnant that made a promise. You agreed on something. Okay, but the surprise is they was in it for the money. Okay, with this illness. Okay, could have been in it for this illness. This person is Libra energy. Somebody could have been sick. Yeah, somebody was sick, and there was a Hierophant here. Okay, so there was a Taurus and somebody who was ill. This Taurus is this imposter right here, I believe. Okay, playing this blind role, or this blind role could have been this Libra in the background. There was an intention for somebody to watch something. That's what the intention was. This hangman was for somebody to see just a specific perspective, to see something a certain way. And surprise, they was doing it for some money. So money could have been like loan, but this is a lot of money. 10 of coins is like loan money. Okay, this is life insurance. This is legacy. This could have been something that was a lot of. Okay, so somebody was explaining something to you to keep it in 100, meaning where you can see something clearly, you know your intentions, transparent, showing true colors and everything. Then all of a sudden things got foggy, mixed emotions, unclear feelings, wishy-washy. So it looks like there should have been some sort of something manipulation, something happened here in this row right here. The intentions for this eternal couple was for some real estate, for an investment with this 9 of Pentacles. So there was a fight, something came in, somebody came in, it's like disrupted something. Because somebody people pleasing and somebody stepping between high vibing energy. So it's kind of like a shock or something took place. Or somebody came in with the intention to do something wrong. High vibe energy. Okay, so we can go ahead and find out what happened. Okay. Somebody's sick here. Okay, I don't know if this was a situation. Hold on, make sure. Let me make sure everything is in the upright position. So yeah, hold on. I want to know something first. So, what's the surprise of this partner? What's the surprise of this judgment first? There was a surprise, so I can see where this is going. There was a surprise with this judgment. There was a surprise. Somebody said surprise that it was self love. Okay, so this was surprise that it was self love. Surprise that it was high vibe energy. Surprise that it was high vibe energy. Okay, this is down here because this is overall energy is this grandparent. Okay, they had a meeting. Okay, this is the grandparent right here. This is all it says grandparent. So it could have been, I'm seeing an imposter with this one person here. So I'm getting this as a Taurus energy. And I'm getting the Capricorn. And I'm getting the, I'll clarify. Hold on a second. So we can go ahead and find out what's going on. Somebody having memories of the past or something that happened. Okay, so this is the Scorpio energy. So tell me about, before I go into this, tell me about, what was the surprise about this spouse or partner? Because they was hesitant about something. They wasn't for sure. They was like not the right time. They could have been one. They could have wanted you to be in a contract for 3 months. Okay, because I'm getting 3 months right here, and I'm getting not the right time. So this could have been something that was kind of hesitant. Okay, then you have this marriage and wedding. Tell me about this surprise. Surprise, somebody say yes. The surprise was somebody said yes. Yes to what though? What was the yes? Yes to this turn party. Yes to this turn party. Yes to this roller coaster ride. Yes to this mind control. Yes. Recent past to this yes. Somebody knew that they fucked up. They came from a situation where they know they was fucked up. They could have been watching Eight of Cups Pisces energy. Okay, we got Eight of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is somebody watching in on the situation. Okay, this is the way things turn out with the Wheel of Fortune, and this is somebody know that they fucked up. The way things turned out, they end up. They knew they fucked up in the recent past, so they still going into a wedding. Okay, and they said yes to this mind control, into this roller coaster, into this mind control again. Why do I say again? Because I see this energy. They say yes. Surprised they say yes. So somebody knows they fucked up in the past. And the surprise is they say yes about this mind control and this marriage. Okay, so now we got a homicide. Somebody ends up passing away. So what's the recent past of this? Homicide. Slay. Okay. So somebody was slain, succeeding on point and killing it, dominating the competition. Okay, so this is somebody slaying the situation, dominating the competition in the recent past. Okay, so now was a surprise. We got Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. So this person surprised that somebody is under judgment, that somebody was having self love. They was using somebody's energy. Okay, They was setting something up around this self-love. So surprises, if this person is surprised that it was self-love, like this is high vibrant energy, okay, this is third wheel, so this is somebody working behind somebody's back. So it's like, how do these surprises self-love? But in the recent past of this homicide, you got somebody slaying the competition, then you're going into a homicide. So somebody's slaying the competition, recent past. What's the surprise about the homicide? That this person, yeah, is ill. The surprise that this person is sick. Surprise that this person is sick. Had somebody basically set up to get some. Oh my God, that it was person was ill. They wanted to use this high vibe energy. They found somebody to participate. This maintenance man. Okay, he didn't know. Somebody didn't know something. So why slave? It's like this slave, they wanted this energy from this person, and somebody ended up gaining some money from some life insurance money. I don't know if they gained the money or not, but somebody's under judgment. This imposter, somebody happened yesterday, who they was buttering up. They was doing something behind somebody's back for this sick person. So surprised about this homicide that this person is ill. Surprised that this is this ill person, this Libra energy. That's what it is. So, okay. So now there's a betrayal and they fear of authority. They're afraid that something's going to happen. They pray to find out what's going to go on. I kill people for life insurance money. So this person could have been killing somebody for life insurance money. This person who was ill, it could have been this Capricorn real estate. They was working behind somebody's back. So you got an eternal couple, and then you have real estate, which is the intention for some money, intention for this eternal love couple. They went into it for some money. They was working behind somebody's back. We got high vibing and a people pleaser. Somebody, okay, so what I would do, I would get as much information about this ill person as possible. Tell me about this ill person. They say something takes time. Something takes time with this ill person. What takes time? Okay, to get this money. Okay, because somebody died, it's considered me money now. Okay, they killed somebody, so they could say it takes time for some money. Something was done wrong, something went wrong. Tell me about what takes time. Yeah, for some, okay, so this calm, there's a calm. Somebody's doing something for some money. They need money, but they're saying it's going to take time. So they trying to get their rocks off, but they wasn't able to commit some sort of manipulation because somebody said nope down here. And this person ended up getting caught in something. So there was no manipulation with this right here. Need money, calm, and manipulation in reverse. So something's supposed to take time. What was the surprise about something taking time that night? That night was a surprise because somebody wasn't manipulated, but somebody ended up getting a calm anyway. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm thinking something was happening one way with one person, but I'm getting with another way. It was happening something else different. Something went wrong. Let's clarify wrong. That was a surprise that something happened at night. So clarify what went wrong. What went wrong? Something was false. So somebody told somebody a lie. Unfortunately, they told somebody a lie. Something went wrong. Somebody lied. Okay. Somebody lied about something because they said something was supposed to take time, but something wasn't supposed to take time. There was no manipulation. So something went wrong. They said, of course. So something was false. So somebody agreed about something being false. Of course, false, of course. Wrong, false, of course. We got to get into both of those. And give me one more. Okay, this card reader. Okay, so they read something wrong. The tarot reader, somebody said, of course, and somebody said false. That was wrong. Was it surprised about something going wrong? That it was an online community. Something was a private group of people working behind the scenes. Okay, that there was a whole organization of people, online community, private group, separate, okay, in a situation. That was a surprise about what went wrong. Okay. The surprise that was going wrong was a surprise that there was an online community there, a private group of people. Okay, so they wanted something to appear false to somebody. So what is false? Somebody said stop. Damn. Tell me about false. False. Okay, hermit. They said something was false. Something was supposed to come to a stop. Something was supposed to come to an end. Something was supposed to end. Tell me more. In this collaboration, okay, with this hermit, something was supposed to stop. That was false. Okay, so what was supposed to stop? This remembers of the past, the Scorpio energy. Something was supposed to stop. Okay, there was a time of blessing. Somebody had memories of the past. They would have learned something, read something about creating some sort of disturbance, and something was supposed to stop. Okay, but there was a disturbance at the bottom of the deck. Something supposed hasn't stopped, but there was a disturbance. This is false. So somebody's denying something. Somebody's denying something. They made it seem like they stopped, but they really didn't. They was reading something about a time of blessing, times of blessing, and they had memories of the past with the Scorpio energy. Okay, and something was supposed to stop. Okay, so tell me about this collaboration. Something happened today. Okay, so the collaboration happened today. It could have been a page of coins. I'm thinking somebody presented an opportunity. Okay, I don't know. Somebody ended up going to jail. Collaboration. They collaborated with this hermit today, and they ended up going to jail. So we have this hermit energy. Clarify the energy. Clarify this hermit. Ooh, flipped upside down. The strategy in reverse. So whatever the strategy was, it reversed. The strategy didn't work that they had. Okay, tell me more about this hermit. Okay, something came to an end. There was a death. Scorpio energy. It could have something to do with a Seven of Cups, has something to do with illusion, Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, wishes fulfillment. Okay, it could have been something like a wishes fulfillment, but it could have been some sort of illusion around it. A strategy in reverse. What was surprised about the strategy in reverse? That somebody okayed it. Okay, this is this Libra energy. Somebody okayed this strategy in the reverse. Somebody said, okay. So they took something that didn't work and they made something work out of it, what I'm thinking. Okay. So there was a death. Tell me more about this hermit. Looked like there was a Leo energy. There was a Six of Pentacles. So there was some type of exchange, some type of payout. Somebody got paid for something. Somebody got paid for something. Recent past the Six of Coins. This was somebody's last straw, limitations, breaking point, overwhelmed. So somebody was stressed out. They needed to exchange something for a hand. What was the surprise about the Six of Coins? That there wasn't going viral. So the surprise is nobody's seeing this. Okay, so that was a surprise. Nobody's seen it. Nobody's seen it coming. Somebody was at a breaking point. Okay. So because something the strategy didn't work, the surprise about this strategy is that somebody okayed it. Recent past of the strategy in reverse. There was an accident. There was an accident. A recent past of this strategy. Tell me about the accident. Somebody went on a road trip. They could have went on a road trip to gain something, and there was an SOS call, and somebody said nah. So somebody went on a road trip, and somebody said no. They said nah. Then there was an SOS call. So tell me about the somebody said go. Somebody said go. When somebody said nah, and there was an SOS call, then somebody said go. Recent past of this nah. Who was in that energy? So somebody wasn't comfortable. Sweet dream. Somebody wasn't comfortable with the situation. That's the recent past of the nah. So somebody wasn't comfortable in the situation. Tell me about somebody being uncomfortable. Yeah, they didn't have no friends. Their friends was in reverse. Their friends wasn't there. Recent past. Yeah, the opportunity wasn't presented. Okay. There was no squad team. There was no opportunity. There was no friends. There was nobody. Somebody wasn't comfortable. Recent past of this nah. What was the surprise about the nah today? Something happened in the day. So the recent past of the nah, there was no friends, there was no opportunity, there was no comfortability, there was no friends, there was no opportunity, there was no squad. So the surprise of the nah, something happened that day. What happened that day? They got into a fight. Okay, somebody, yeah, about the truth, about what happened. And they wanted something ended now. They wanted something ended now. So something happened that day. There was a fight about the truth and they wanted to end it now. So I'm getting this energy over here where this person was throwing hands. Somebody was people pleasing and this person came in and created something with this eternal love working behind somebody's back. So this is what happened. This person over here, this King of Swords, this person wanted to throw hands because this person right here wants to fight. That day somebody came in with the truth and wanted something ended. Okay? They wanted something ended. They felt like they was played. Okay, and they caught this person on a road trip. Okay, and they came in and they did something. And this person right here, homicide, recent past, slay, recent past, somebody had some type of friendship, surprise, somebody gained off this homicide. This person right here with throwing hands, they came in blindly with this imposter, which is under adjustment right now. Okay, blindly, they came in with somebody saying no and trapped them into something for their money. They had a crystal clear understanding, and all of a sudden something went heartful. So we can clarify this clarify the fight. Yeah, they did this fight for a robbery. They want to take some money right here for this money right here. Tell me about this fight. Yeah, somebody was penny pinching. Okay, they need to rob somebody. Okay, somebody needs to have something they had. That 3 of Wands, they foresaw this in the future. This is Aries energy. What did they foresee in the future? What did this Aries foresee? They foresaw a natural disaster. This Aries foresaw this King of Cups. This Aries foresaw, yeah, somebody withdraw. Had evidence at the bottom of the deck. Just showed up. Okay, they could have something to do with some type of hookup that came together. Okay, so tell me, what else did this Aries foresee? They first saw somebody coming out of a Ten of Swords. They try to overturn a betrayal. It's like somebody was planning on betraying somebody, but somebody came in with some other plans to prepare for this betrayal that didn't happen. The recent past of this betrayal, Ten of Swords in reverse, there was a Hierophant. Tell me about the Hierophant. She had a new boo, okay? She had a new boo. Okay, there was a bully, a new boo, okay, and a curse. Recent past of this betrayal in the reverse was a Hierophant. What did the Hierophant see? They saw somebody auditing something. What did the Hierophant see? They saw somebody indeed agreeing on something that they saw somebody auditing. What else did the Hierophant see? They saw a Five of Pentacles. They saw a Taurus. What did they see the Taurus do? They see the Taurus create some sort of loss. Tell me about the loss. Somebody was angry. Tell me about the angry. They was angry at an idea. What was the idea of Eight of Wands sending a message? Tell me about the message that somebody wasn't salty. Okay, recent past of the salty in reverse. Somebody gave 0 fucks. Okay, tell me about 0 fucks. Yeah, about somebody's sweetheart. Okay, they didn't give a fuck about somebody's sweetheart. The 3 of Swords, they didn't care about somebody breaking somebody's heart. They didn't care about something was supposed to happen in the week. They have not learned their lesson. They didn't live and they didn't learn their lesson. Tell me about the 0 fucks. Yeah, justice is in reverse. So they didn't give a fuck about having no justice. Yeah, justice right here. Herself showed up, clarifying herself in reverse. Yeah, about caring for somebody. What is? So, tell me more. There's 2 of Pentacles. So there's 2 of Pentacles, caring for justice, not having justice, giving 0 fucks. So it's like this person came in for justice, not having justice. Okay, so they came in and did what? This 2 of Pentacles. Tell me about recent past of this 2 of Pentacles. There was an SOS call. There was an urgency. Tell me about the urgency. Yeah, there was a death. Okay, tell me about what happened in the death. Yeah, there was the Queen of Swords. Tell me about the death. Okay, there was a 7 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so it's like they reversed something. Tell me about the 7 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, somebody wasn't afraid. Somebody wasn't afraid. Okay, there was happy times. There was a siren call in reverse. There was a way how things was going to turn out. Wheel of Fortune. Hands off. Somebody taking action. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. She said no. What's inside the no? There was no repo. There was no King of Coins was in reverse. King of Coins, it was in reverse. He was in the reverse. Nothing was taken away. Somebody said no. Okay, there was a disturbance. King of Coins in the reverse. Somebody wasn't taken away. Somebody couldn't take nothing. Nothing was repoed. Okay, repo is in reverse. So nothing was taken away. What was the surprise about the repo? It was fake flexing. Somebody fake flexing was clarified. The repo in reverse. What was the surprise about the King of Coins in reverse? That somebody backtracked. They backtracked into a situation. Okay, tell me about this backtracking. What did they do? They said believe it. Okay, what were they supposed to believe? That somebody was fed up. Okay, so tell me about this person being fed up. That there was evidence. Recent past that is fed up. Okay, somebody, there was no nightmare. Okay, so recent past that is king of, they was ready. Somebody was ready prior to this king of coins. What was this person ready to do? They was ready not to take shit off. They was ready not to pop off. They was ready for this Five of Wands for some conflict. They was ready for this illusion, Seven of Cups. They was ready for this numbing person who was supposed to be numbing themselves. They was ready for this marriage. What was the surprise about this readiness? Yeah, there was a protest. Somebody protested about it. Okay? Somebody protested there was no year contract. There was no chemistry flame with this Nine of Wands. That was for sure. They was for sure was going to happen, but he said, nah, there was a gain in the process. Okay, so something wasn't the right time for that to happen. For somebody that was loving and reserving something for somebody with a rebound with this Knight of Coins. And an enemy, something about an enemy, frenemy. Okay, so this is what was foreseen. Something came to for somebody, something shouted out what happened. They knew what was going to happen. They was prepared for what happened. Somebody said end it now. Something was ended now. Okay, so let me see. Something was happening. There was a marriage supposed to take place with this person that was numbing the illusion to Five of Wands. They wasn't ready. They was ready to not to be ready. They wasn't afraid. There was evidence that they wasn't afraid. This person was fed up. Okay, they were supposed to believe something. Okay, that somebody was backtracking. They could have preventing, like they could have been like, okay, for real, believe me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But there wasn't. There ended up being a protest about it. So this King of Cups, decided to go to a disturbance. I'm seeing this person with a disturbance right here. So he went into a disturbance. This King of Coins. Tell me about this King of Coins. What happened with the King of Coins? There was a detective. Okay, hold on. There was, hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. Um, okay, so let me see. Whew. It's like everything got all twisted up. Somehow there, but I'm looking at this disturbance, and somebody could have something to do with this fake flag. flexing. Because something was a disturbance after this King of Cups in reverse, after he tried to say, I'm going to make an injustice out of a justice, injustice into a justice for the justice. Then there was some sort of disturbance. Something wasn't repoed. Somebody said no, they wasn't able to pull out what they wanted to repo from somebody. The surprise about the repo is that there was somebody fake flexing here. And there was a disturbance because somebody said no. Um, and there was some sort of SOS call right after this king of death. Okay, so we can clarify this death, get into this death, which the recent past of the death, surprise of the death, go into the death. Okay, something ended, something was over after this urgency call, act with urgency, assistance needed. When somebody was caring for somebody with this two of coins, Capricorn energy. Okay, and then we got this king of coins in reverse with this disturbance. So this is like double energy. There was an urgency call. Somebody went on a road trip with expectancy for something to go how it normally goes, but the person, there was no friends, there was nobody, that wasn't a normal trip. So it's like I'm catching somebody got caught somebody off guard. Okay, so disturbance. What's the recent past of this disturbance? Okay, there was a sneaky link. Okay, there was hidden lover, low key situation, side piece. Okay, so somebody had a sneaky link hookup in the recent past. Then it ended up going into a disturbance. Clarify the disturbance. Okay, we got the masked person in reverse. Okay, so the masked person is there. They mask fell off in a situation. Okay, that's a surprise that the masked person fell off in this situation. So clarify this disturbance. Go into what happened. Somebody didn't know something, was unknown about something. Somebody was in this blind energy up underneath here. I seen somebody in an unseen situation. Somebody okayed something coming to an end over here with this Six of Pentacles in exchange for something. Somebody had a fight. There was an Ace of Swords over the truth. Something was supposed to end now. Okay, somebody penny pinching. Somebody was watching this penny pinching robbery. Okay, so somebody was watching this happen. Something was supposed to end now. They wanted something ended now. Okay, so we have this something unknown. So somebody was in a sneaky link, recent past, ready for a sneaky link. Somebody was. What's the surprise about this sneaky link? Somebody said, "Let it go, let it go." They said, "Let it go." They're supposed to have let something go, but they wanted to still be sneaky in this link. So they said no. So tell me what happened with the sneaky link. Okay, there was some information collected with a page of swords. Tell me about the inside of the sneaky link. Somebody had an opportunity to gain. They received them some information and found an opportunity to gain. Somebody's blessings would be in the reverse. Okay, we got the Queen of Wands. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. So they could have received the message how to turn somebody's blessing in reverse with this Queen of Wands with this sneaky link. Okay, so it could have been somebody working with the Queen of Wands, or Queen of Wands was working with somebody. What's the recent past of the Queen of Wands? Yeah, something was coached. Okay, so tell me about this message of truth, this information that was collected. It was collected some information about a Nine of Wands. Okay. They collected some information about a Nine of Wands. Present future of the Queen of Wands. She scheduled something. Okay. What did she schedule? She scheduled an Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is some sort of mental entrapment. She scheduled something to get somebody trapped. Tell me what happened in the entrapment. Okay, there was a blessing in reverse. Okay. What was the surprise about the Eight of Swords? Yeah, there was some endorsement. Somebody took a bribe. What's the inside of this bribe? Okay, the bribe was to block cock, and schedule something. Block somebody from um, winning. Six of Wands. So it's like, no, this person is not going to be open to receive what he about to turn away from. The plan was to schedule something to block their cock and to win. So what's the recent past of this Six of Wands? Something wasn't the right time at that time. So they moved towards something winning. So something wasn't the right time for something. What was a surprise about something not happening at the right time? Because it was blast. Okay. So they scheduled something, right, to win. Okay, so this is a whole flip over. So we got this morning after conversation with the spiritual narcissist, with this air sign, or this is an emperor with this pride. Okay, about this Nine of Cups, about somebody being a fool. Okay, something about the high priestess having some knowing, inner knowing, or something about a high priestess. Okay, being laid up and catching somebody in a commitment. Okay, trapping somebody in a commitment with this sleeping wands or bright idea to walk away. So it's like this was a morning after conversation with the spiritual narcissist. It could have been with the emperor, with the king of swords, about this Knight of Cups. Okay, this Knight of Cups was this message of love. Okay, that was going to come through for this fool. Okay, who was had something scheduled around a high priestess, this Knight of Cups, this fool, and this high priestess. So whatever the energy was, it was based around a high priestess, because we got this high vibing with this fool right here, with this high vibing energy. Something tied up around a laid up situation and having somebody in a commitment. Okay. This was something based around the idea that somebody had for the sleeping princess, but they wanted to intervene with their own plan. So I'm getting a Queen of Wands, and this King of Pentacles has some plan to win success. This is Leo energy with the Six of Wands. Okay, they have something scheduled. Okay, for somebody who had their cock blocked. Okay, they accepted a bribe. Okay, to overturn someone's blessing. Okay, there was a bribe, which was a surprise about their blessing, that somebody was cock blocking and scheduling some sort of success. Why somebody watched. Okay, so tell me about this Six of Wands. What was the plan around the Six of Wands? Have something to do with the lovers. Okay, have something to do with a choice. Okay, about somebody missing somebody. Okay, and about a Nine of Coins. A Nine of Coins, which is a Taurus energy. This has something to do with some long-term stability. Somebody missing somebody. Okay, so this lover's energy. Okay, they could have used this lover energy as somebody that they were missing. Okay, could have went after their Nine of Cups. So they wanted to win something. This was some sort of game. This lover's energy, missing you, yearning, missing someone. This Taurus, missing this Gemini. They wanted to win. Okay, and cock block something from someone and get somebody to accept a bribe, which was which will overturn their blessing. Okay. So what was the surprise about this blessing in the reverse? That somebody didn't have an imagination. Okay, so the imagination did not bring a blessing. What was the surprise about this endorsement? Something was coached about it. What was surprised about this cock blocking? There was gossiping, rumors, and shit around that. What was surprised about this Six of Wands? This Four of Wands. This Aries energy, this community celebration. Okay, could have said anything was possible. Okay, for this to happen with this Four of Swords, for this Libra energy. Okay, for somebody to let something go. So they wanted this Libra to let something go far as expecting something to happen because they had another plan that she agreed upon over here. Okay, but somehow the schedule, whatever strategy that this person used and had for this Virgo, the strategy somehow this Virgo overturned the strategy. I got to figure out what the Virgo did, but somehow somebody ended up in jail. Okay, with this page of coins today. Okay, there was an opportunity presented for somebody to go to jail today. Okay, something stopped. Okay, and if somebody left somebody in the Nine of Swords energy, this could have been a Gemini energy. Something stopped. So somebody was planning on doing something with a Virgo, but her strategy turned around. And when it turned her around, somebody else got trapped and they ended up jumping into a nightmare with this page of coins. Now, I got to find out what this page of coins was because there was some gossiping around a community based on something that was caught. Okay, based on somebody's imagination not being fulfilled. Okay, so it's like fake flexing. Okay, I'm getting this is somebody's energy. This is Aries energy. I'm getting this is the Aries energy. He come out with the fake flexing. This Virgo energy. They could be fake flexing. Somebody wanted to see something go down behind this gossiping with this community, with this Aries energy. So you got Aries and fake flexing. So something came out in one of my readings earlier where something about this Aries was fake flexing. And there was gossiping going on around it. Okay, so it's like somebody has something set up to go on a date. Imagination, the blessing didn't happen. They ended up getting caught up in a bribe that they took around this sneaky link. Somebody's mask fell off, and it exposed some people and they ended up winning. So they wanted to reschedule something so they can win. And it had something to do with somebody preparing to do it again. Somebody trying to persevere and take action, depending on how this person turned out. Okay, these things turned out for this person. It turned out, which way did this persevere? What did they jump into? What ended up happening? They jumped into a hookup, and somebody watched it happen. So what happened with the hookup? What was the surprise about the hookup? They had a goal. There was a goal that happened with the hookup. Well, show me where the goal was. It was for them to have their hands off. It's like the cock, the block the cock. Okay, so what was the end result of this goal? Somebody said take a chance. So something didn't happen, and then somebody said take a chance to do something else. Where did it take a chance lead this person? With a Pisces, with a family. Okay, they led them to receiving a gift. Recent past of taking a chance, there was a hookup. So something happened with a hookup. What happened with this hookup? Damn. Okay. Somebody said nah. They said nah. This Nine of Wands for a year. This chemistry, throwing shade, investment in this Libra energy, Two of Swords, the plans for the mind games, for their wishes and hopes and dreams to come true, Aquarius energy, this detective, Chariot energy, moving forward towards success. This Eight of Swords energy has somebody mentally trapped with this morning after conversation about this night with this Nine of Coins and them missing someone and having a lovers involved. So there was something with this lovers that was missing, made a choice. Okay. This lovers made a choice to missing someone. They contact this Nine of Wands this morning after conversation. Somebody ended up feeling trapped. Okay. There was some type of victory. Okay. Chariot moving towards success, Cancer energy. Okay. That got this detective involved. Digging up dirt for accusation. So this detective came around his Chariot, around his Eight of Swords this morning after conversation. Okay, the next their hopes and dreams and wishes coming true. Something about them coming in with this detective coming in with somebody's wishes and hopes and dreams coming true. Okay, and they mind games. Okay, so somebody got these mind games in the plans that they have for the Two of Swords as an investment to throw shade. Okay, this chemistry for this year, for this Nine of Wands. Okay, they said nah, and this hookup. So it's like both people did it to two different people. So they both did it together, but they did it to two different people. So now Pisces had a goal. Okay, Pisces energy had a goal. They had a goal for this. Tell me about this goal they had. Yeah, they wanted to Seven of Wands. They had this Leo spilling the beans. Okay, this Leo was spilling the beans about somebody blocking somebody. Okay, somebody seeing. So somebody was hooked up looking, watching somebody spill the beans about this Leo, about somebody blocking somebody, blocking, standing up, standing their ground, Leo standing their ground, gossiping, watching this. So this somebody watching somebody spill the beans about somebody being blocked. That's what that's what the goal was about. What was surprised about this goal? Somebody had no idea that it was going to happen. Okay, so this Ten of Cups, this Pisces energy is here with this goal. So now they hear with that goal, what happened in the past. What is surprised about this with this Pisces? Okay, the surprise is there was a morning after conversation. Okay, so tell me about something supposed to happen tomorrow. Okay, so this they're part of this. Something's supposed to happen tomorrow with this Two of Swords, with this Libra energy. Some type of chemistry, twin flame type of energy. Okay, something about this Nine of Wands, Sagittarius situation. Okay, and tell me about this Nine of Wands. Okay, Three of Cups, they have victory with this person. They was going to, something was a yes. Okay, so they had plans for some sort of victory. Somebody said yes. Okay, so there was planning on, they caught on to what the Sagittarius was doing and his victory, and somebody said yes. Okay, so tell me about this Furno. Okay, something was supposed to come to a stop. Okay, this is the morning after conversation. Something's supposed to come to a stop, and their spiritual narcissist is supposed to come in. The spiritual narcissist is supposed to stop something. That's this imposter. This is the one that's under judgment for something that happened yesterday. Okay, so give me one more energy. Something, okay, so this is the Four of Swords. So this Four of Swords is supposed to come in. So this spiritual narcissist came in on this Four of Swords situation to stop something. Four of Swords narcissist came in to stop something, some type of twin flame situation. So they decided to come in. So what's the recent past of this spiritual narcissist? Okay, she's the fool. So she working with some sort of fool in the recent past. Okay, so tell me what's the surprise about this fool? This fool is that somebody had a hand in a situation with this fool. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. Tell me what is this fool thinking? They thinking about an investment. Seven of Coins, Taurus. Okay, tell me what they thinking. They thinking about the Nine of Cups, Pisces, having their wishes fulfilled. Tell me what this fool is thinking. They thinking about the Six of Hands, somebody profession, having many hands in on the situation. Tell me what this fool is thinking. They're thinking about somebody missing somebody and yearning and missing somebody, reminiscing. Tell me else what this fool is thinking. They thinking about this pride energy. It could have been a King of Swords or it's the Emperor energy. Okay, so tell me else what they thinking. They thinking about something being true, not true. Okay, with the true energy here. Okay, something true about this King of Swords. Something true about somebody was missing somebody. Okay, has something to do with this profession. Had many hands on the situation and having their wishes and dreams coming true as an investment. And they basically was working each other, being guided on this fool's energy. This is what they see is happening. Okay, so this fool has a conversation. This is what they're thinking. What is this fool seeing? They see something. What are they seeing? They seeing that anything is possible in this situation. Okay, so they tell me, what are they seeing? They seeing anything is possible with having somebody in a commitment, having them stuck in the rubber band. keeping them tied back. Tell me, what is this person seeing? They seeing some sort of gain in the process. They seen what else are they seeing? They seeing somebody not receiving a gift. Okay. So they seeing somebody not receiving a gift. Okay. So now there has to be some sort of conversation that took place, okay, about all this that's happening. Okay, they seeing this, they thinking that, okay, there could have been a vow that was made, a page of wands. Okay, so there was a vow that somebody had to make. So what was this conversation? What was this fool's conversation? They talked to somebody. What was their plan? What was the fool's plan? Okay, they had plans to proceed. They want to continue. They want to go ahead and proceed. Okay, tell me what this fool was doing. What they had. They think anything was possibility. Possibly. 3 months. Okay, something's supposed to happen for 3 months. Possibly. Okay, with this Leo energy strength. Possibly. Okay, not the right time. So they was. Let's find out what these possibilities was with this Leo energy. Okay, so what was supposed to happen for the 3 months? What was going on with the 3 months? So there was this Knight of Cups. There was some love offer message. Okay, there was a Ten of Swords, Sagittarius. Okay, Ten of Cups, possibly 3 months that they was going to be able to keep some hands off on the situation for 3 months. Okay, so what is the possibly? Possibly is clarified as hooking up with somebody, laid up, hooked up with someone, laid up with somebody. Okay, star energy, Aquarius energy, having their wishes, hopes, and dreams coming true, and possibly somebody following their intuition and knowing what was going to be going on. Okay, that's what's possibly. Okay, so somebody said proceed in this situation. So show me what the proceed was about. The proceed was, okay, somebody not apologetic. Okay, apologies in reverse. Somebody overloaded in the situation, unapologetic. They overloaded. Okay, and they on the high road. Okay, they is unbothered, brushing it off, moving past it. So somebody is proceeding and being whatever, and it leads them to somebody not receiving a gift. Okay, so that was a sort of gain for them. Okay, for this person that had them stuck. Okay, so this person, this fool, is kind of seeing everything the way it is. Okay, so it's basically somebody seeing everything that just damn happened to them. Somebody seen it happen. They playing back what happened with this Ace of Wands, with this snack, with this graduation, collaborating with this graduation person, and somebody doing some magic, and they saying, "Yep, that's what happened." Okay, so yeah, they basically caught up in the situation. Okay, so they seeing things for what it was. There was a game. Somebody didn't get their money. They proceeded. They moving on and overwhelming people unapologetically, possibly. You know what I'm saying? They seen their whole game plan. So this person saw everything. They saw everything. They said something wasn't the right time. Okay, so they moved into something wasn't being the right time. Something wasn't the right time. I remember something happened right up in here. This Four of Swords, this spiritual narcissist stopping something, okay, related to this chemistry. Okay, so this spiritual narcissist, okay, so she just pops up in the midst of this Four of Swords, lay down, think about, moment about this situation. She just pops up. She just comes out of nowhere. Okay, so I gotta find out what's the inside of this spiritual narcissist. Okay, so she's thinking about winning. She's thinking about winning. She like, okay, I got winning on my mind. This spiritual narcissist like, okay, no, nigga, I'm winning. They have a memory of somebody winning. Okay, they have a memory of somebody coming in with they love right around this time, and they sit back waiting for them with the evidence. Okay, they remembering this. They seeing this. Okay, they somebody not tiptoeing back into a situation, tiptoeing in reverse. So somebody is not tiptoeing back into a situation. What's a surprise? Why they not tiptoeing? Okay, because they not ready to hook up. So they not showing up. Okay, the reservations in reverse. Everything has been canceled. So basically, they sitting with a situation where it's like, my friend ain't providing no aid. They ain't coming to keep their reservation. They ain't coming to hook up. They ain't backtracking. Nigga, I'm sitting in some evidence, ready to make love. You know what I'm saying? Sitting with my memories, you know what I'm saying, on winning, you know what I'm saying, and coming up in this situation. So this narcissist is feeling some kind of way. Eight of Cups in the reverse. So somebody not walking away, they said, fuck it, I'm staying here. They say, I'm staying here. I'm not walking away. I'm staying right here. So they stayed in for somebody else to come in. Because next thing you know, something came to a stop. Something came to a stop with this person. Okay, right now. Okay, so right now, 3 months, stressed out, graduation person, thirsty, sorry, not sorry, trolling, my boo, Queen of Coins, refusing offer, trying to compromise with this Queen of Cups about this Two of Cups, most likely the action I was taking with this kinky ways and this boss up person next month, showing this Three of Pentacles, being a key player, you know, on this origin, somebody feeling deserving of something, some magic. They was like, yep, soon. Okay, on this cuffing season, 6 months. Okay, so they planning on, they seeing everything that's taking place right now, and it don't look good. So they could be trying to do some type of magic. They made some type of agreement for 6 months at this time. Something's just going on right now where they're making the play because somebody winning something with their memory, okay, about this love and this evidence and this hookup not coming together. So they see everything playing out. They seeing it playing out, not getting no aid, and they friends showing up. Okay, and they be like, yes. Okay. They see something playing out like real time and they stress. Right now, they stress. They be like, oh shit. They stress about this person graduating up, talking about this person who is thirsty. Okay, so it's like they ready to go do some more magic. Okay, they're ready to do some magic, try to create some type of illusion, some sort of way, some sort of confusion, some sort of, yeah, they trying to take this in the reverse so they make it not bring no attention to it. So it's okay. We know what's gonna happen. Yeah, that this Gemini, they watching somebody get thrashed. This Queen of Wands by this person who is alone on their adventure, that they vow for sure that this Knight of Coins was gonna bring some type of fear and take this chariot home. But this detective is here with this Temperance, excuse me, throwing shade about these plans that this magician is running from right now. And this Emperor and this Empress and this Page of Wands and them taking a chance of taking a glow up on this Four Coins with this Capricorn has come to the light. Soul searching, finding true self, living consciously for a year that they thought they was gonna have some good luck with. Basically, yeah, it's not. They already know this. So now we can get over with this King of Coins because he is King of Coins, is in it with this Queen of Wands. Uh-huh. Yeah, just to bring somebody out of this mind game energy. With this Knight of Swords, with this homeless person, Eight of Swords. Hold on, let me clear this up. So anyway, let me see. I'm trying to keep going. Yeah, they trying to prevent this tower, this high priestess. They saying, nah, yeah, with this friend of me, this Five of Swords trying to win all costs with this Leo. They got, basically, they got exposed. I got the deck upside down trying to get shit in line. And they know they're exposed for what they did. But they got somebody all the way sitting up here in jail because, I don't know, there's a homicide right here, though. It was an ending to something. Homicide with death. I saw death twice. Has something to do with somebody. Four of Swords. Okay, and this spiritual narcissist Um, this Four of Swords and this spiritual narcissist right here. Four of Swords. Libra energy and the spiritual narcissist. Something came to a stop and this twin flame with this Two of Swords and somebody watching. Okay, and they celebrate Three of Cups with this Nine of Wands. Okay, what is the celebration? What is this Three of Cups? Okay, they compromise. They compromise something to win with this Capricorn. Four of Pentacles. Okay, with this trolling. Okay, so they was trolling, Four of Pentacles, and they found some way to compromise. What about this trolling? Okay, they found somebody not backtracking. Okay, they found some dirty money. They got a dirty money idea. Okay, to this Five of Cups to bring some type of sadness. So there was some type of dirty money offer, some type of dirty money, something with something came in to bring somebody some sadness with this trolling. Somebody seeing something, somebody backtracking, dirty money. Okay, for five of Cups. So tell me about this dirty money. This Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. Okay, next month. Something's supposed to happen next month. There was an action that was taken. Okay, so there was some dirty money, Ten of Wands, that somebody's supposed to do next month, and somebody's supposed to take action on the situation. Tell me about this Five of Cups Scorpio energy. There was somebody wasn't providing no aid. Somebody was stressed out. Something could possibly happen. Okay, somebody's intuition wasn't connected to this. They were saying possibly somebody's intuition, they don't know about it. Somebody's stressed out. Somebody's have to meet. They have to. I'm thinking somebody have to keep their obligation. It's probably Five of Cups energy. Somebody wasn't providing any aid in a situation. They stressed out. They saying possibly this person not gonna have no intuition on the situation. Okay, but now the intuition is on it. Okay, and we got somebody backtracking in reverse, so they not backtracking into a situation, and this is with this person right here. Okay, hold on. Tell me about this backtracking in reverse. So soon, they need somebody to happen something soon. They need they need this origin, somebody to come and put something together soon, for sure, for something to kind of work out the way it's supposed to. For sure, yeah, for this Page of Wands to work out the way it's supposed to. They need somebody sorry that's not sorry. Okay, they need something to come through. They need a glow up. Okay, they need this Page of Wands. They need this Chariot to come home. They need somebody, these plans with this Aries and this Chariot. They need something for 3 months. They need something to come through. They need something soon. Tell me about this soon. Yeah, they need this Knight of Cups. They need this King of Wands. They need this Aries. They need somebody to meet with this Page of Cups. They need somebody to go on a vacation soon. Okay, period. Scrolling, what's a surprise? Yeah, they got evidence receipts right now. Okay, they got evidence right now, receipts right now for just trolling. Surprise. Okay, so there's Four of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, he's giving his heart, his love. Okay, on this booty card right here. Okay, what's the surprise about this Four of Coins? Yeah, he's in evidence. He got evidence. Okay, he got lipstick evidence right now. Let's go into it. Tell me about this Four of Coins. He's collaborating with a Taurus. Tell me more about this. Yeah, they in their feelings. They hooked up, all in their feelings right now. They thinking anything is possible. Okay, tell me about anything is possible. They saying maybe something's supposed to happen like right now. Something could be like, you know what I'm saying? Boom, tower just hit. Okay, so now we in this Three of Coins. Tell me about this collaboration. Okay, they got their hand in the situation. Okay, they got their hand in the situation. They got 6 hands involved right now. They got this Knight of Coins, this Taurus energy, hook up in the reverse. Okay, so something just, tower just happened. Okay, they could have been hooking up with a Taurus, having many hands in the situation in this collaboration. Okay, we got this Capricorn energy, Four of Coins. Tell me about it. Okay, we got this Leo, the strength, kinky ways. Okay, they got somebody running. Okay, they got somebody in this Temperance right here. Okay, with this Queen of Cups. Okay, so somebody landed with a Queen. Something's coming to light. Something's happened consciously. Okay, tell me about this skirt. Somebody's skirting. Okay, this petty person, immature person, this stepping out on princess, this Knight of Swords is coming through. Got this person running. Okay, is this frenemy? Okay, something about a frenemy. Okay, with this star card, Aquarius energy, having a harsh fulfilled in a situation, this Virgo energy, somebody feeling deserving of this cuffing season. So somebody wants to compromise. Tell me about somebody compromising. They saying, yeah, we want to compromise this make believe right here. Okay, we want to mock this 6 months. Okay, something about this Six of Swords. Somebody moving their calmer waters. Somebody with a booty call. Okay, we got Four of Swords. Somebody's up. They can't sleep right now. Giving a heart. So this person is up giving a heart right now in a booty call. Ooh. Okay, and they trying to move the calmer waters. Something about 6 months. Okay, in this make believe situation, they saying, yeah, what's the surprise about this make believe? Somebody said, good luck with that. So they trying to compromise in the situation. A whole bunch is going on right now. They got this fool at the bottom of the deck, okay, with this body shaming person doing magic. Okay, they're being called to let something go with this hookup. They saying, nah, supersize me now, which is good news because now they back in the situation again. Now, if somebody else has set somebody else up again in a situation, they said let it go. Okay, they saying yes, let it go. Laid up, nah. Supersize me, nah. Good news. Okay, what's the surprise about this, nah? They said proceed. Okay, they said nah, they don't want to proceed. This high priestess is here. Okay, they said this snack right here. They changed their mind. Friend said, fuck that. I'm not going. Tell me about this laid up. Yep, somebody's a key player in this situation being laid up saying, yep, that's true. Yep, with this magician right here, right now. Yeah, ready to give a gift. They're ready to receive a gift. Somebody missing somebody. Somebody say yes. Somebody said let it go. Okay, this Ace of Wands, this thing was on ready. Okay, with the Seven of Pentacles, they was ready to invest with this Taurus in love. You know what I'm saying? They was ready for somebody to be alone. Okay, but they not breaking their vow. Vow was in reverse. They said they can't, they not. They're not gonna do it. I think they say proceed, but they say the high priest knows already. She know. Okay. She know. The snack in the snack. It's like somebody is overloaded. This high priestess, yeah, she bossing up on her shit. Somebody is in overload right now. They said proceed. What's the surprise about proceed? Somebody Five of Swords. They said, fuck it, I'm going anyway. Somebody saying nah. They said nah. Okay, what's the surprise about this? Nah. Somebody winning. Okay, so somebody winning. They said nah. What about the supersized overload? They said a year, nigga. You got a year contract. So you can't tell me no. So somebody said something about some good news. What's the surprise about the good news? Yeah, this homeless person, he's in reverse. Okay, so he's coming up. Okay. I don't know who ended up going in jail. Did this Gemini end up going in jail with his Page of Swords? Trying to take somebody's blessings today. What's the thought of this person in jail? Okay, the Queen of Coins. Oh, she's in jail. They think about this Queen of Coins gaining. Okay, having memories of somebody saying yes. What is they? Okay, with this King of Swords. So what do they see? They see somebody Four of Cups. They see somebody refusing an offer on this venture. They say somebody saying they refusing the offer. Eight of Cups, they walked away. They see this Eight of Pentacles, this Eight of Coins, this work. Okay, somebody shook about something. What are they shook about? My little shook friend, about something being exposed. They see something being exposed with this Queen of Wands being exposed. She's exposed by being thirsty. She's exposed with this graduation exposed. So this graduation person exposed this Emperor, this Two of Cups, somebody being thirsty in the situation. They collected information with this page of swords. Reservations in the reverse. Okay. All right. Okay. So somebody having in their head right now, let's say most likely this page of swords, this nine of coins, the Mabu, behind the moon, the world, hands off, Queen of wands, throwing shade, detective, put on red. Nine of cups, somebody stuck in a contract. They saying ask again. Somebody's indulging with this Queen of Swords. The devil is apologizing for somebody high road, put their ass on blast from their lover's choice as a rebound. Why somebody select and watch somebody trash somebody. And Eight of Swords said, take a chance, this Emperor. Okay, so yeah, so they know that everything was a setup. What was a surprise about the shook? Somebody, they shook. Somebody is blasting it out. I cannot. They wish it's fulfillment and straining somebody and putting somebody in a trap. Okay. Yeah, they said hands off in front of the world with something happening behind the moon. What they boo with this nine of coins. They said the nine of coins, they collected information. They said most likely. They was like most likely they was gonna get somebody behind the moon with this Queen of Wands. Yeah, okay, so where is the homicide? Betrayal, fear of authority. Okay, so there was authority, fear of authority. I hate myself, so I treat other people as bad. So somebody hate themselves, so they treat other people as bad. So this was this Empress energy, this spiritual narcissist, okay, that wanted to put a stop to this twin flame, okay, that was coming for this Two of Swords, that was coming for this Libra. Okay, so the good news to this homeless person again in reverse. I still didn't get to this homicide though. I still got some more to clarify. Hold on one second. Let me put this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear up some of this energy off the table so I can get back into this homicide. Okay, something happened. Okay, with this Capricorn energy. Okay, the distractions came in with the Empress and everything else. Something I don't know. Why is this homicide here? What's the reason? Let's find out. Let me get some of this energy up off the table. Oh my god. Hold on. Well, they know the truth now. Okay, to somebody, I don't know. Where did a homicide happen at? I think that happened somewhere on a road trip. That happened on a road trip somewhere. Something happened. Somebody lost a spouse. Some maintenance man, they lost a spouse in a homicide. So for somebody to come up, they got somebody when somebody wasn't watching. They got somebody. Yeah, this sneaky leaking is disturbance. I don't know if that has something to do. Yeah, they said they got the Ten of Pentacles right here. Hold on. Somebody was trapped. Hold on. Let me move some of this energy. They did something for the money. Somebody is in jail. I got to find out why that person is in jail over there. There was some sort of mind control. Something went wishy-washy in this marriage. It's okay if something went wishy-washy, but we're not talking about a maintenance. These are not maintenance men over here. This is a lot of confusion. Okay, this is a lot of side notes in this situation. Okay, so we're finna pull all of this energy up. Okay, and we're finna go back to the crown where there's a wedding and a homicide. Somebody's slain. And this person sitting on top of this homicide is this Libra energy. Somebody over here sick. That's a surprise. Okay. So we want to get to that energy. We understand something kind of took place yesterday. There was a lot of people switching and swapping and trying to go back and not be caught up in the same situation that they was in before. Okay, but there's been a betrayal, fear of authority, and somebody sitting up in a situation because somebody killed people for life insurance money. So somebody killed somebody for some life insurance money. We finna move all this back. We finna go back to the homicide. Somebody knew that they fucked up in a situation yesterday. But the person who's sitting with this homicide is this Libra trying to come up off of somebody who's slaying the night before. The recent past. So she look like she's sitting with the evidence. Okay, we got somebody doing mind tricks on a roller coaster ride, somebody in a party, somebody fucked up. Okay. Surprise is yes. They agreed. Prior to that, they know they fucked up. Self-limiting, feeling inadequate, feeling failure, a part of this wedding. They was a part of a party that was on a roller coaster, and there was mind control. Okay, in a situation. Okay, could have been somebody indulging in this. Okay, so now let's go into it a different way. Okay, so let's see. So now we have somebody, yes, they know they fucked up, and yes, whatever happened, happened. So let's go ahead and clarify this marriage. We can. Jesus. This spouse or partner is hesitating. They're under judgment. Something about self-love. They hesitated. It was a surprise. And then there's a wedding. If they say yes, but knowing that they fucked up prior to this yes. So they went with it. Even though they know they fucked up. They just went with it again. Not following your intuition. Okay. Whew. Okay, so let's see. So let's go ahead and clarify with 3 cards. Okay, so let's go back. Because there is a maintenance man at the bottom of the deck. Okay. And there was a betrayal. There's a homicide here. So we're going to go ahead and start with this partner and spouse again. We're going to start with this partner and spouse. And just try to get some energy around this. Give me this house and partner. Spouse and partner. Okay, there was an open door. Okay, there was an open door. You have an option, so take your time to choose what's right. So there was an opportunity. A person had a choice of what door that they wanted to go into. This person hesitated, right? Okay, look, let's go back to the beginning. So this person's spouse partner. Okay, they hesitating. Okay, this partner's they hesitating about something. Now this is what they hesitating about. They hesitating about if they should even go through the door. There is a recording that is expression or revealing something about what door they chose. Okay. Somebody could have got kicked to the curb in the situation. Okay. They could have been a part of a planning phase. Okay, so tell us more. Shit is about to explode. Okay, so now the recording is revealing shit is about to explode. Something is moving forward. Okay, there is a bugaboo. Could be moving forward pertaining to a bugaboo. They could have had something. Matter of fact, I believe this has something directly to do with the reading we just got finished reading. We kind of just went all up into, so it's picking up on current energy. So shit is about to explode. There's a recording for us what door they went in and what chose and how they got there. There's recording. Shit is about to explode now. So let's go ahead and get into this wedding real fast. What's going on with this wedding? This touch bases on this wedding. Somebody knew they fucked up. Somebody said yes, they knew they fucked up. There was a mind control and a roller coaster, and there was a party animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol. Okay, so somebody said take precaution. So they were taking precaution in this wedding. They know they fucked up. They said yes. They're taking precaution in this situation. Something is igniting their soul. So something's on fire. Okay, something is like burning on the inside. Embrace the mysteries of life. Stay open-minded and embrace the wisdom that unfolds from every experience. Okay, so they being cautious, but they feeling a little hot in the pants, right? Somebody is talking, they speaking courage, they feeling hot and they speaking courage, a flame of courage. Ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst shadows of fear. Okay, so they talking shit. They could be like, okay, they talking shit, they speaking, you know what I mean? Even though they're a little frightful, a little scared of the situation, right? You're dealing with fire here. It's a lot of fire. Okay? You talking shit, you feeling shit is shit, right? It's hot. Pay attention to your intuition though. See, this is what I'm saying. That fire, that's more like something quick, something ignited, something just took place, something came out of nowhere. Right? The minute you say yes, I'm feeling this person felt, yeah, like trust yourself. They could have felt like they needed to trust themselves in a time of isolation. You know what I'm saying? But somebody was pissed on the other hand. See, they felt the fire, the fly. That's why I said, how could you take precaution, right? You taking precaution, but then look at this flame just came up out of nowhere. It's like, no. I'm getting intuition all over the place. Like, damn, like, how do we get from precaution to fire to speaking fire to somebody on damn fire? Angry as hell. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so somebody's taking precaution. They talking shit, right? They on fire now. Now they got to be careful. They going into this wedding. They said yes. Now they walk into mind control, roller coaster rides, and nothing. Everything is just like, all the way up where something is just out of control. I can see it. I can see it right from here. So this person was hesitating about their spouse and their partner with the doors that was open. Based on the shit that was recorded, they decided to go ahead and do it because it was recorded. Because they knew something was happening behind the veil, and that was ignite the creation. Okay, that could have been something. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go because it's gonna be recorded, and everybody know they're gonna check on me. They're gonna find out what's going on. Okay, so now this person went on a roller coaster ride. That's a surprise. They got mind control. They went on a roller coaster ride at this turn party. This couldn't go nowhere but bad. Now, if you would have check anything, you would just check this energy right here, because this was designed. This just been out of control. It just been out of control, and that was a surprise. That was a surprise of yes. They say yes was a surprise, and this is what happened in a surprise. Prior to the yes, they knew they had just fucked up, and they went on ahead and they tried it again. Okay, but they was ready for them this time. It looks like. Okay, so now I'm seeing somebody. Now we got homicide. This is an energy over. This is the last energy we got to clarify. Prior to that, there's somebody slaying a competition. right? They slaying the competition. They on point. They killing it. They dominating the competition, right? Prior to this homicide, recent past. Let me put up like this. Yeah, recent past they dominating the competition, and now they walking into a homicide. Okay, so this is a surprise. Somebody's here sick. It's that person that's that reptilian that needs to be fed. As I like to put it in my readings, that energy shows up. That person is hungry. They need energy. Okay, so somebody is in a desert of isolation. Okay, and I'm looking at the tantric sex right here, and I'm looking at somewhere in the desert of isolation. So somebody is alone with this person that needs tantric sex. Somebody is alone. They dominate the competition. They walking into a homicide and they surprised this sick person is here. Now prior they was winning. Now I see somebody being manipulated. I just saw the manipulation card. Yeah, somebody went into adapt. Okay, adapt to transformation. So something happened. Embrace change with an open arms, for it is a catalyst for your evolution and growth. So something happened. Something just went into a change, right? We just seen it has something to do with some type of planning phase that they had. It said take a step. Take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward so that you may turn your goals into reality. So they have to step back, right? Because they remember somebody wanted somebody to hook up for some money. Okay, then this was a slow climb in someone's journey because they saw something crystal clear. They learned something about a copycat. Okay, they learned something all in this process. I'm thinking their intuition is kicking off. I'm seeing somebody's intuition because I'm looking at somebody having something, some thoughts about some memories of the past of some food, okay, in this devil energy. Okay, something to do with this friendship, Two of Cups, and something coming to an end, okay, with some sort of magic, okay, that took somebody's Ten of Pentacles. That could have affected somebody's Ten of Pentacles. I don't know. We got this King of Wands, okay, we got this Chariot energy here. Okay, so I'm kind of like picking up from the past energy that I read, and it seemed like this is like a part two, or it's a different level of this. Yeah, this copycat came back out. So this copycat is getting a room, doing drugs, focusing on this love story, and somebody already knowing the tea, and they going forward anyway. They moving forward anyway in the situation. Okay, so look, let's go ahead and clarify this homicide. Enough side messages. Okay, somebody's keeping a promise. These cards they flipping, honey. They like everything is. It's like right now energy. It's like everything is moving. Somebody getting advice. Yeah, they getting advice right now. They trying to get advice on how to clear their path of this envious person. Okay. Yeah. So somebody copycatting. Somebody this copycat energy. I don't know if this is a person that's ill, but let's clarify her energy. Let's clarify this energy right here. Because this is a surprise to this homicide. So this could be the copycat energy. Let's see. Clarify this illness. Okay, so somebody said turn the page. Okay, so the page is turned. It says turn the this person is ill, they don't want to talk. Embrace the new chapters with curiosity. Openness paves the path to wisdom. So this person, they don't want to, they just turn the page. Whatever it was they was thinking, let's get into the thoughts. Okay, what was their previous thoughts? Their previous thoughts about breaking contract, divorce. They thinking about breaking up, breaking a contract, breaking some sort of hear what's unsaid. So they think about breaking a contract. They trying to hear what's unsaid. So it's like something was said during a contract. So they could be thinking about breaking a contract because they realize that this emotional intelligent person had discovered something that was toxic, and they want to turn the page. They don't want to talk about that. They trying to switch the contract. They trying to change their mind. Now they listen to what's unsaid. So what's this person currently thinking about? They thinking about ignite creation, harness innovation and imagination, and witness manifestations that answers unfold in your journey of discovery. So they, God damn it, they interested in what's going to be said, coming out of what they saying in their mind. They find it as a journey. They find this shit funny. They find it like, okay, I'm waiting. Their mind is clear. Okay, they listen. They think this is fun. They behind the veil. Okay, they behind the veil hiding. They hearing what's unsaid. Listen to the whispers in your heart. They know there's an investigation going on. That's what the whispers in their heart. They know there's an investigation going on, and they be real quiet. They trying to change their energy, but they know something's going on behind the veil. What's going on behind the veil? Tell me what's going on behind the veil. It's some type of ignite your ambition. So some fire was ignited. Okay, there was a new world that took place. And somebody's heart's desires was met. Their heart's desires was met. And somebody hit depression. So something, that's what it was. Okay, so this is what happened. Now, this person is in depression for a reason. Because their heart's desires was met, and then you got to have somebody who is in depression. Somebody's depression and their heart's desires, they went into a new world. I'm seeing some escalation into some ignition to something happening behind the scenes. Something happening behind the veil. Cameras of secrets. So there are some secrets that happen here. Let's see. Tell me about this depression. Somebody had an idea. They said, indeed, Five of Pentacles, Taurus, Pisces, Taurus. They agreed on something. What was the indeed energy? Did somebody make somebody salty? Make somebody pissed off? Create some sort of loss for someone that was auditing something. Justice. And the sweetheart. The bottom of the deck. The sweetheart didn't give a fuck. They didn't give two fucks about somebody breaking somebody's heart. They was coming out of a heartbreak themselves. Okay, within the last week. Okay, so this is the depression. So this depression, somebody's in depression here. Okay, they had to have. Okay, this is what happened. This is going back talking about them having their heart's desires. Then boom, they fall into depression. So what ended up happening is somebody's idea comes through with this Taurus and this Pisces that they have for this person who created this loss that pissed somebody off that was upset. This person is salty, they mad, they had a loss, this Empress and her sweetheart. So the Empress and her sweetheart, I mean this Justice and her sweetheart is a person that just hit depression. They experienced a loss. Somebody's pissed, okay, and salty, okay, and this 5 of coins, indeed, that's what they just indeed agreed upon what just happened, and this Pisces have an idea. So let's find out what this Pisces idea is. Tell us about this Pisces idea. They have something planned for 3 months or something about 3 months. I don't know why it's of this disturbance. They have an idea of 3 months of this disturbance that is going to take somebody that will, they reading in reverse, they fate in reverse to create something. Okay, page of opportunity, they lose their opportunity in their readings. Okay, so this was to create a disturbance for this fate, for this reader, and this opportunity. It's this Ace of Wands that somebody they was winning, right? They just set somebody in depression. Okay, they just took somebody to their heart's desires and brought them down into depression. So indeed, that's what happened. And this Pisces energy is sitting here with this idea to bring some disturbance to this reader and to overturn some reading and this opportunity in reverse. Somehow they had a 3 month contract, understanding, agreement with somebody. Now, I would need to, this is a Capricorn energy, okay? I don't know how it gets in reverse. So I would need to do is find out what's the recent past, Page of Wands. Okay, so there has to be some type of spell work. So what's the recent past of this Ace of Coins? Yeah, somebody was stressed. They missed out on the opportunity. They, you know what I'm saying? They idea did not play out like it was supposed to. Okay, so what's the recent past of this fate in reverse? Okay, ended now. So something was ended. Was it surprise of something being ended? Somebody tiptoed back into a situation. Okay, and so the reader fate in reverse revealed something. Tarot reader. What's the surprise about the tarot reader? The fate in reverse. Somebody didn't live and learn nothing. So this is something that have not come out in the reading yet. This plan to work behind somebody's back. 3 of Wands. No, it says third wheel, to be the third wheel. So to clarify its fate in reverse was to show that something happened. They haven't learned about this in the reader. They have it in reverse. This disturbance that they had planned. Recent past of this Ace of Coins, somebody's plan didn't work out. Their idea did not play out. They end up stressing instead. Was it surprised with this Ace of Coins in reverse? I already asked that. Something was ended now. Somebody tiptoed back into a situation. And something ended. As soon as they tiptoed back into it, somebody said, ended now. Now we got to find out what was ended now, because somebody in the recent past was stressed. Somebody's tiptoeing back into a situation. Boom, ended now. The opportunity is lost. There is no money, no idea of no money coming out of it. So this fate reader is in reverse. So this is the surprise. What did I say was a surprise? Oh yeah, they lived and learned. They didn't live and learn anything because it wasn't out yet. Okay, so this is this person's idea to bring some sort of disturbance. Now this disturbance right here for 3 months is what this person envisioned, this Pisces, this water sign, their idea, and this 5 of Pentacles to create a disturbance right here to work behind somebody's back. So not only was this person supposed to get together with this person that whose heart's desire got dropped, but it was their idea to work behind somebody's back and create a disturbance. A redirect of a disturbance. Pisces energy. Idea. So let's see. Let's hold on. Let me see something. Surprised somebody wouldn't jump back into a situation that they crying about. I'm trying to move these cards so I can really. Okay. So somebody learned something about this fate in reverse. That somebody they didn't live and learn because there wasn't been taught about it yet. So next is this disturbance card right here. This is supposed to happen for 3 months. This is what happened. This is where the idea came from for what happened to this Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords, this Libra energy. They heard what happened. Now they coming in with some sort of plan that this reader haven't found out about. Okay. Remember, this is a Pisces energy. Okay. They looking at somebody stressing that the idea is not working out. So now they got a plan. I'm trying to figure out what's the surprise of this person stressing right here. Is this the Libra or is this the person? Yeah, they wasn't able to manipulate someone. They're crying because they wasn't able to manipulate someone. Their idea didn't work out. In reverse, somebody backtracked into a situation yesterday. Okay, so what is the surprise about this? Okay, the surprise about this person tiptoeing back into a situation. The boom, you got this hermit here. Surprise, hermit's here. Okay, somebody thought they was tiptoeing back into a situation to go see somebody else, but they end up saying surprise. Hermit showed up. Virgo showed up. So now this reader is not picking up this information. They live it and learn in reverse. They don't have the information. They don't know this. What's the surprise about this live and learn in reverse? What happened? Somebody was right. Somebody said something about being right soon. Okay. So they said right. You don't know nothing about it. So something soon is supposed to happen. Soon, then we have a strategy. Right? So remember, this person is moving into something. They crying because they can't manipulate something. This person is backtracking into a situation. Surprise, this hermit is here. Okay, now this reader is not picking up on a situation. So they are agreeing that somebody is not picking up on a situation. Now there's this plan for this disturbance right here. What is the surprise about that disturbance? Somebody said go. So somebody said go. Okay. What's the recent past of the go? Somebody said go. Okay, somebody, heart fog, mixed emotion, unclear feelings, wishy-washy. So prior to somebody saying go, they was in a wishy-washy situation, unclear feelings and thoughts. Something, what was the surprise of this? Why was somebody feeling like that? Because somebody was keeping it 100, but something wasn't clear. If somebody in a mixed emotion, unclear feelings, wishy-washy, that's like mine is like they wishy-washy. I'm watching you, you in and you out, you wishy-washy. My emotions is going up and down. You know what I'm saying? What's the surprise about that? Surprise about that is somebody keeping it 100. Hold on. 1 second. What's inside of this mixed emotion? This got to be made up of something. This is the Capricorn energy. Okay, so this is real estate. This is an investment. Inside of this wishy-washy situation, this is where meanness, money is in reverse. So there is nothing mean. There is no money to be made doing anything mean. This is an investment. This is an investment. There ain't no mean money. So I'm like, where is she coming from? Like, what is this based off of? Fear. Somebody was afraid inside of this wishy-washy situation. Okay, now you got somebody keeping it 100 and being honest and straightforward. But what's inside of this wishy-washy? There's a robbery. There is conflict. There is somebody okaying something. Okay, then at the bottom of the deck, we got the Pisces and this and his Empress, which is this Taurus right here. Remember, it was this Taurus. They were salty. Somebody was pissed off. Somebody had experienced a loss. They sweetheart. Justice is here. And somebody said, indeed. So this Taurus energy and this Pisces energy had an idea to piss somebody off, right? To create some sort of law. It's like, indeed. So somebody indeed agreed something that happened over here with this reader in reverse. Something was agreed upon something because they didn't know anything. Or no, this was something about this depression. They agreed that the depression was what it was. This Pisces energy had an idea. Now we're clarifying that in this disturbance over here. So this is the person's energy for this depression. This person is depressed. Okay, they depressed. Something's supposed to happen for 3 months. I don't know. So we're clarifying this disturbance. Now somebody's over here keeping it 100. Inside of this wishy-washy is somebody okaying something. They okaying something, a conflict, to rob somebody, to scare somebody. It's not for the mean money. It's not for anything. It's just being mean. I don't know. It's not for the money. It's just to be mean as an investment. We got the Empress right here. So why is this? What's the shock about this savings in reverse? Like, how are you gonna not do anything for money? It's not for money. It's just to be mean. I'm getting just to be mean. What's the surprise? Savings in reverse. Yeah, it's not for comfortability. It's to make somebody uncomfortable. Sweet dreams and comfortable. Okay, just because somebody was penny pinching. It's like we just gonna do it to make you uncomfortable. It's like they taking advantage of the situation. They did it to make them uncomfortable because somebody was afraid. And in that time, somebody was set out to get robbed. There was a fight that just took off for no reason. Look at this. Somebody fright, having fear, and a fight. All of this is at one time is clarifying this sweet dreams in reverse, which is making somebody uncomfortable. So they like, yeah, hell yeah, make their ass uncomfortable. Yes, yes, make them uncomfortable. Yes. Okay, we ain't giving them no money, nothing for it. We just doing it just because. We broke. We doing it just because we broke. This was this Capricorn energy. Okay, so that's what this person did. They came in, they made somebody uncomfortable. They robbed, they took something from them though. They made them uncomfortable about taking something from somebody and making them uncomfortable or something like that. What was the surprise about this conflict? That somebody was people pleasing. Okay, what was the surprise about this robbery? Somebody was being buttered up. What was the surprise about this fright? Something came to an end. Death. There we go. Well, that's a homicide. They friends in reverse. So it's like people pleasing came in, buttering up a situation, and somebody died. Something came to an end. So somebody was keeping something 100 that clarified mixed emotions. Inside this mixed emotion was this conflict, was this fright, was this robbery, was this is okay to do something mean for not the money, but just to make somebody uncomfortable. So then this clarifies somebody being afraid. Somebody people pleasing. I'm thinking people pleasing. Somebody coming in pleasing someone and buttering someone up. And then there's a death. So basically this is where this energy right here comes in. And butter someone up. But then this is where this death comes in. This is a person coming in out of nowhere, buttering someone up. That's like somebody coming in taking advantage of somebody. They scared. They coming in taking advantage of someone. They rushed in. Okay, at this point where this person was at, they was scared. They were scared. Now we got to clarify this energy. We're just buttering up. This people pleaser coming in to butter somebody up. That's like coming in getting somebody off, right? Not to take your money, just to make you uncomfortable. So in making somebody uncomfortable, they could have probably killed somebody, could have hurt somebody, could have taken something from somebody. You got homicide here. Hold on one second.